Andre.
Ryan, you comically got interrupted by our intro on what I felt was like a juicy detail, but I don't know if you could share on there.
Well, you're asking me whose office I'm in. By the way, are you? Oh wait, I don't know if you're coming through your mic.
All right, we're gonna check that.
Yeah, let's have a peek see at that. You were saying like, oh, are you in so and so's office? Are you in so and so's office? And I was just like, the one thing I can say for certain is that I'm in an office.
I love that. And I believe I am coming through the speakers now, Ryan.
Oh yeah.
God, that sounds
crispy
that must
sound.
Ooh, that's great. What has not been crispy is my picks as of late, Ryan. I saw the world with such clarity, and now I'm just lost in the woods.
Yep. Andre, I feel like over time, we've done what, 300 of these things?
I actually think
more?
it might be more, yeah.
Yeah. Over time, we have made our people money. That's a guarantee. If you've been riding with us from day one, even, like you go back to the KBO days, we've been making people money on this show. The thing is, we need Colorado sports to make money off of Colorado sports. And the Rockies we might have to take a different approach to making money off of them than we're used to.
Which has worked before. We've been able to dial in on the Rockies, know what's going on.
Yep.
And CJ Crone it up on a Friday and
a little Crone Friday.
Take a nice
light up the chronic.
Yeah, exactly. Take a nice first 5 innings under when the boys are back in town, change the diaper game. And I mean, we can figure this stuff out. Chad Cool with a K, we might be able to do some
complete game cool.
Right. We might be able to do some K props for him. We'll figure it out. We're just not.
Is that like K-pop? K-prop?
K-prop. Yeah. And it doesn't help that the PIDs are also stinking it up.
Okay. And that's what I was going to say. Like, we don't even have the PIDs.
I know.
So were they just a 1-year wonder or what?
That's a question for Yaya, but after last game I've clicked the panic button hard.
Fire Frazier.
No, I would keep Frazier.
Sell the team.
Yeah, well, that might not be a terrible idea. Move the stadium.
By easily the greatest owners in sports right now.
Right now, yes. Don't tell PIDs and Arsenal fans, but it is factually correct. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Mammoth, Avs, Rambos.
Come on.
Avs again. Nuggets.
I mean, yeah, back-to-back MVPs. GM that gets poached. The brightest GMs in basketball. Mm-hmm. Joe Sakic, Sean McVay. I mean, you're employing those kind of geniuses? Come on. Yeah.
Maybe it's just the boys on the pitch that are the problem.
Could be the boys on the pitch.
Not enough creativity, not enough finishing, not enough time on the practice, on the training grounds.
Yeah, that's right. I think you might have keyed in on some real issues here, Ryan. Yeah, he might be available as a guest on the next PIDS pod. Sounds like he's got some insights.
You want me to come in and talk about the training grounds? Set pieces? Oh, he's muted.
The Rapids, I think, have the best training grounds besides the Rams in all of KC. Wow. They might be like 3rd overall. Their training grounds are actually really well because they have like all those fields out there. Like, it might be like Rams, Arsenal, then Rapids because everybody else sucks.
Wow. Look at Yaya. Yaya looks like he is living right now.
Best life, period. Frankly, I feel we have failed him. I'm going to order a cigar on Amazon for him to have out on that balcony because that's the only thing that's missing. He was rocking, for those who didn't catch it, a bootleg Colorado 2022 champions bucket hat from the parade. That's the standard of living Yaya's experiencing.
We
right
call
now.
those Buckies where I'm from.
Hell
So,
yes. Hell yes.
sick Bucky, bro.
Sick Bucky.
Henry has a matching Bucky, as does Lexi.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they
I
all
love
got
that.
bootleg Buckies. I just got a bootleg. I got a lot of bootleg shirts. I have spent an inordinate amount of money on anything that says Colorado Avalanche 2022 Stanley Cup champs on it.
Yeah, and your eye not always sharp. Sometimes your bootlegs, they're actually they really give it away that they're bootleg.
I want them to be like that. That's a vibe in itself. It's like, oh, I'm anti-establishment. You know what I mean?
Man, I should have my 4-year-old design a championship shirt and start selling it to hipsters like you on Etsy, you know?
If you put it on a black shirt, I will wear it.
Sounds like a great idea. I love that, Ryan. Good for you.
Speaking of, I feel like our backgrounds perfectly match our styles. Like, you know,
So
you kind
true.
of go for a hodgepodge of
Yep.
things that you like, and I just go for black and white.
It's true. Speaking of Avs hats, before we get into the actual bets, it's so hard to find Avs hats right now. Has been for years, frankly. The NHL just doesn't partner with good hat manufacturers. I hate to say.
They just partnered with Mitchell and Ness again.
Yep.
Okay, that's tremendous news. But I want to hear your verdict, Ryan. I have gotten to a point where if I see someone pumping gas next to me and they're rocking a vintage Avs hat, I've been this close to offering them $40 on the spot to get it right off their noggin. Do you think that's appropriate?
100% appropriate. And in fact, I've been on both sides of transactions of that nature.
On the streets, huh?
I have been the purchaser and I have been the seller in that scenario.
Wow.
One time I made this shirt. This is this is like DNVR origin story shit right here. I was making shirts. My friend's mom knew like a shirt printer, and she was like, "I'll help you set up a store and all this stuff." And like, so I was working out of her basement making shirts. I learned how to use Photoshop. I forgot all those skills since.
Whoa.
And I made a shirt instead of Run DMC, it said Run 303. And yeah, it was pretty big with the boys back in the day.
No doubt.
And I wore it to a concert one time, and the guy who was running the merch stand at the concert, but mind you, these were selling online for $20. He said, "I'll give you $50 and a free shirt from the merch stand so you can replace it right now."
Whoa, what a deal.
Yeah.
So am I coming in soft at $40? Do you think that's a solid price point?
I feel like you gotta,
you gotta come in a little aggressive if you're just approaching a stranger.
Well, and you gotta factor in the fact that they no longer have a hat.
They no longer have a hat.
And who knows what they're doing the rest of the day.
That's true. I do come well stocked with hats in my trunk.
Like 12 in the back of your car.
It's probably like 30 now. I could trade them, give them a low end trade in so they still have something to cover the old noggin in case they weren't able to fix their hair that
it's
day.
Like do like a Nolan Arenado type of thing. Like, oh, I'll give you this hat and $50 million.
Exactly. Oh man, I might have to start carrying cash now.
Well, everyone has Venmo.
Gosh, that's just another extra step in this random transaction that just feels gotta get us across the finish line.
Right.
You know?
You gotta just pull out a wad of cash and be like,
right,
$60 for the hat, buddy.
Exactly. Right. Because if I was on the other end, I'm in it until it's like, oh, now I need to pull out my phone, let this dude scan it. Like, forget it. I'm just keeping the hat, dude. See you later.
Yeah, it's true. In videos I've seen of transactions similar to this, usually they don't start to, buy in until they see the cash.
Okay. I knew you were the right person to come to with this advice.
I'm actually really glad we covered that. I also have some I know some people in the vintage Avalanche hat game that I might be able to contact for you.
Yeah, I would love to be in contact with, and I'll be surfing the new Mitchell and Ness collection here soon, I guess. So
I was thinking about this with the new NHL Mitchell and Ness partnership, which, by the way,
come on.
Does it ever feel like when you really love something,
Mm-hmm.
everyone else starts to really love it more too? Like, I feel like hockey's having a moment right now.
Yeah, it's true, but is that just because we're finally more tuned in to the puck world? You know, we're just puckheads at heart.
We are puckheads at heart.
I really am.
just- I just think like, oh, like I really like I've always loved hockey my whole life, but like within the last 4 years, I've been like I'm turning my hockey love up to 100, and
Yep.
then like just happens to happen where like hockey comes back to ESPN. Mitchell and Ness is making hockey gear. Like it feels like it almost feels like
Right.
I had a hand in the come up of hockey.
It's true. It's true. Are you seeing us or are we seeing you, hockey? I don't know. It's very streetception right now.
It is.
Yeah.
And one last thing. So I was thinking about like what's Mitchell and Ness going to do for the Avs, because they do like throwback uniforms.
Sure.
And we already, I mean, the simple thing was like, oh, they're just going to do like a reprint of like Sakic and Forsberg, Nordiques stuff, which whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have
Right.
my Sakic. I think they're going to bring back the first third jersey with the Colorado across the chest.
That's a classic.
And I will
Hank.
buy one guaranteed.
Yeah, actually, I've been in the market for an old school Yeti patch with that brighter red. Anytime I see people in the parade with the bright red, it's just like, oh, so good. And I need a hat with Stanley Cup patches. Again at the time the Pepsi Center saw a guy with one of those. Should have just offered him on the spot, man. Should have offered on the spot. I don't know why I didn't.
All right, let's move on here.
Let's do it.
It's timed right now. Maybe it's not all the way time, but it is close to time for you to shine. You are a draft bet savant. I would put you up against anyone in the country when it comes to betting on the draft. I don't know, like there's really niche markets out there. There's like people who only talk about the draft. There's people who only talk about offensive line in the draft. Like, but I don't know if there's anyone who talks about draft betting like that's their thing other than you. So we have a draft tomorrow night. It might not be top of mind for Colorado Avalanche fans because we said fuck those picks and got a Stanley Cup. But that doesn't mean we can't profit off of it.
Absolutely. And I'm beginning my dialing, and by tomorrow we'll be full dialed.
Okay, all right. So let's get it popping.
Yes, these are my big three for tonight.
We can do big three first.
I don't know if you saw, Ryan, but the Bible Belt has a new hero, a new Messiah. His name is Chet Holmgren, and it's somewhat of a miracle that he can even run like a coordinated human being.
With an entire city on his back.
Yeah. Oklahoma City, to be exact. Their city name sounds like a bad MLS team that came about in the last 5 years. Am I right? They should add an FC at the end of it. Oklahoma City FC. And they've gone full MLS on it. And people would be traveling to Oklahoma City. They'd be like, wait, did I just enter an MLS team, or am I in Oklahoma City? What's going on? Actually, the city of Oklahoma City will be hearing from me on that. Alas, I don't want to get too sidetracked, Ryan. They have a ton of star rookies. They are dialed. They are an easy dub tonight in Summer League. That's the Thunder. Easy over. It's already moved to 9.5. We have pitchers we've never heard of before for the Rockies. And our favorite, Ryan, Mitch White, Mitch Blanco, as he's known in Spanish-speaking countries, on the mound for the Dodgers. They are going to give up a ton of runs today. I love that. And then the Washington Mystics, -5.5. They're taking on the Atlanta Dream. Boy, those are some beautiful names right there. In the NHL, we have wars of natural events like lightning and avalanche. Here, Mystics against the Dream, more celestial concepts in a way. Anyways, the Mystics have already played the Dream 3 times this year, and this is off the noggin, Ryan. They have won by 18, 20, and 5 points. They will clear this spreadarooski of 5.5, easy breezy, lemon squeezy.
I don't know. I don't know if you knew. You lost me there for a second. And I feel like you're partly to blame. Based on my information, like you've been the main POC in the business, that's point of contact for our internet here at the office, and the internet is not working.
It's real bad. Yes. Yeah. No, I'm aware, Ryan. I'm aware. I think.
And like the thing is, like we're in the process of trying to get the best possible internet, but. Yes. As we know as sports fans, the path to the top of the mountain is riddled with bumps.
Yeah, I mean the internet at the office right now in the 43-point season phase, and 48. Thank you. We are about to lose the lottery, draft Cale Makar, and turn everything around and
start a dynasty.
That's exactly right. Yep.
Can't wait. Should be big. Should be big for us. All right. Did you get your big 3, or was that just the beginning of it?
I got my big 3. I'm saddened that you didn't hear my whole spiel on Mystics against Dream and how those are celestial concepts, but I digress.
Wow, I'm sad I missed that one.
We don't have time to repeat jokes or bits here, so
what city are the Mystics out of? Is that Orlando?
Washington. Great guess, but way off.
Just thinking of the Orlando Magic, the Orlando Mystics.
Right, it'd be great synergy. But that
I think they should have gone with. I'm on a big kick for teams with no S.
Cool.
Like the Colorado Avalanche. And I was thinking maybe they should have gone with the Mystique.
What are they doing not going with the Mystique? The mystique of that name is unrivaled.
I don't know if I'm like a little bit too confident in my own abilities when it comes to like marketing and that things of that nature. But like recently found out that like a family friend was opening a restaurant, and I heard the name of the restaurant, and I was just thinking like, why would they not consult me about this? Even though like I never talked to this person ever, and they probably know nothing about my ability to name things. But I'm just like, man, they missed opportunity on their part.
It's true. You should
miss opportunity on the Orlando Mystics not talking to me.
Yeah,
Washington Mystics.
Washington Mystics, our nation's capital, as you know.
Indiana Dream.
You're Atlanta. Yeah, you would think Indiana, but not many people are dreaming out there.
Do they call Atlanta Dreamland? Is that a thing?
I don't think so. I think the Atlanta Dream is a tribute to MLK's "I Have a Dream" speech.
That's badass.
Yeah, that is badass. Mystics, less so. Mystiques now, or Mystique. Now you're talking.
The Mystique. Oh my God, what a name!
Yeah, I see no Chet props to the kind soul who asked us in the chat, and they're taking on the Grizz. So that's David Roddy, Kennedy Chandler. They got lots of rookies as well, but lower end rookies. The Thunder, of course, with 4 top 40 picks, 3 lotto picks, 2 Jalen Williamses. That's a lot of stats for one summer league game, Ryan.
That is. All right, let's jump into my big 3. It's gonna be quick because we're deep into the show here. Dodgers minus 1.6. Love that. It's similar to minus 1.5, but just a little more. Look, I got to try some new things here when it comes to the Rockies. I'm just trying out new systems. One of them is going to be fade them at Dodger Stadium against the run line. So there we go, minus 1.5. They've got, correct me if I'm wrong here, Jose Urena on the mound.
Yep. Great job pronouncing that. Enye. I love that.
Thank you. What was I thinking of the other day? I can't remember. Something about how they need to add an enye to something. And I just can't remember what it is. I'm sorry about that.
Shoot.
And then we're going to the Scottish Open. Yesterday we talked about the Barbasol and how our boy Mark Hubbard was the fave.
And
I've learned why. It's because they're playing another golf tournament this weekend.
First, Mark Hubbard's such an Avs fan that he couldn't leave the country
Bro.
to go to Scotland as he's still recovering and taking in all the Avs celebration. Like us, he wants to be stateside so that he can scroll the latest bootleg jerseys and jerseys and what have you and jump on them when the time is right. If you were in Scotland, you might be missing out on those opportunities.
I'm not kidding at all, Andre, when I say I enjoyed being in Steamboat this weekend significantly less because I had to leave the City of Champions.
Yeah.
Like I was like sitting there and I was like, this is weird. Like no Stanley Cup champions live here. And it just doesn't feel right to me. I want to be in the city where the Stanley Cup champions live.
It's missing in the air. Now, they are the Colorado Avalanche. You didn't feel like Steamboat claimed them. Okay.
I mean, like Colorado is the greatest hockey state in America. So being in the state alone has a vibe, but like it's kind of like there's just a magnetism and the core, the center of it is in Denver.
I'll let you know that my neighbor's kid, very good hockey player. You'll hear him play street hockey if you're hanging out outside all the time. And it's just a beautiful sound in the state of hockey and the state of champions, you know.
Yeah. Is he they saying like he's the next Austin Matthews or what?
I don't know about next Austin Matthews. I don't think his hairline's that disgusting, but there's a local insurance commercial where there's a youngster playing out front. That's actually him. Yeah, playing a little puck. That's actually him. Yeah.
Wow. The pride of Lakewood.
I've seen on TV. Yes, exactly.
That's awesome. Let's go back to my big three. John Rahm top 20 at this new tournament that we just found out about, the Scottish Open. The boys going completely off the map, not on the PGA Tour, not even a FedEx Cup point event, but the boys, they want to be playing overseas with the Open Championship, ever heard of it, coming up soon. So that's what they do. They go over there. They play in the weird, Mickey Mouse conditions that they play out over there across the pond. Yep. And there you go. John Rahm top 20. I think he's built for this. This type of golf. I like the way that he plays. I like the way he keeps, he's really able to work the ball. He's able to keep it low. He's able to go high if he wants to. And then Cam Smith, he's from Australia, which is basically Scotland. And
it's a reach. That's a stretch there.
And I feel like he's experienced with non-American golf. No, mostly he's just really good at golf. I think he's getting his groove back a little bit. Top 20 for these guys. I mean, it feels like an easy bet. But, sometimes you're wrong on those, but those feel like easy bets to me. Real quick here, Dane in the comments asking, Chet over PRA or points. Do you like 28.5 PRA? That's PAR for us. And 17.5 points is his line. I kind of like the 28.5.
28.5 is tremendous. Yeah. That's good stuff. Dan. Thank you for tuning in. That's great stuff.
Also, get in on all the action over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Ever heard of it? The number one sportsbook in all the land.
Number one.
And I'm ready to get back on the horse, Dre. I'm ready to get back on. And there's no place to get back on the horse other than DraftKings Sportsbook. Might even watch the Rockies game tonight. And throw down some cash. DraftKings Sportsbook, the best. I can't tell you how amazing their withdraw feature is. I think I told this to Henry yesterday on our show, but like I withdrew funds. Pat me on the back.
Good job. Way to go, Ryan.
In 10 minutes.
Yep. It's that easy.
Got me there.
It's
10
that
minutes.
easy. You withdraw. They'll say, okay, yep, we're gonna check on you. 10 seconds later, they'll be like, we checked. Your money is coming, bro.
Yep, it's pretty sick.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, they're the best.
So check out DraftKings Sportsbook and use the code DNVR when you sign up for a chance, or not a chance, for a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus prize first deposit bonus first bet match. Each $500. Deposit bonus requires a $25 play through restrictions to apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Yeah. You got to do it for me, man. You got to make the new graphic with the smaller disclaimer. We need it.
You got
Do
this,
it for the boys.
Yeah.
All right. Any chance you've heard any news on whether or not we have a dilemma of the day?
Yes. Behind the scenes show history, modified dilemma. Yaya twisted my arm to take off the NHL draft part. And now with your excitement leading into this show, I kind of feel like he shouldn't have done that. Yeah. So Yaya, our dilemma, please. So Summer League parlay, and RK chooses between a Shohei or a Scottish Open parlay.
Okay.
It
So we're
should have
scrapping
also had-
all of that and just saying dilemma of the day. What are our early favorites for NHL draft props?
Yeah. So, man, I get the feeling we could have a surprise at 1 in this draft, just like we did in the last one.
Wow.
But my guy, my inside source, Nathan Rudolph, ever heard of him?
Yeah.
This is literally was his YouTube channel originally. He's a legend, and
we're extremely tied into the hockey community.
Yeah, we love those guys. We love those guys. So
I'm not even being sarcastic there. Like we got great great scouting people. We've got video people. We've got the best journalists.
And it's been like that for a while. Our site even published its own unique hockey metric dedicated to every different position. But I will not get into that. So I'm intrigued by the old sprinkle on. Man, he's a real talent, Ryan. He's from Slovenia, and his name gives me a lot of trouble. Slokowski?
So you're talking about your Slokowski?
Yeah, Slokowski. That's good job by you, Ryan. Good job. So, he's worth the old sprinkle. I'm told that Logan Cooley at 3 is a lock. My value pick of the day is Czech defender David Jiricek.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to draft position, you take over 5.5 at plus 125. What's happening here, Ryan, is there's a consensus top 4. It's 2 Slovenians, our guy Shane Wright, and oh gosh. Well,
Niemek.
Yeah,
Niemek.
yep. So he's the top defense there, Niemek. I'm sorry, Cooley. Logan Cooley.
Slafkovsky.
Yeah. So Slafkovsky, Niemek, Slovenians, Shane Wright, Cooley, Funsy North Americans. Yeah. Shane Wright, kind of the no-brainer pick coming into the year, slowed down a little. Logan Cooley, undersized, great skater, toolsy, skilled guy, right? We've seen a million dudes like that. So that's the consensus top 4. And then at 5, I'm hearing mostly Cutter Gauthier, who sounds like a North American Val Nichushkin of sorts, Ryan.
Are we sure it's not Gauthier? That's so hockey.
The draft guys have got me in my head after Zachary Carter or guys like that. Now I can't send it anymore. But anyways, Jiricek, I feel like is a good lock to go out of the top 5. unless there might be a trade at 2 with the Devils. Don't see it happen. So give me over 5.5 at plus 125. And then our guy Rudo coming to me with some hot picks. He likes Leon Bichelle over 19.5 and Owen Pickering over 18.5. He's also feeling Matthew Savoy under 8.5. Value on that at plus 195. The consensus rankings in hockey driven by Bob McKenzie, also known as the Bob Father, when it comes to this draft stuff, does have Savoy in the top 8. Most mocks you look at have him outside the top 8. But this does jump out. It jumped out at me. It jumps out at Rudo. Even though the mocks aren't in consensus at plus 195, I like that one. So there you go. You got a sprinkle. You got the lock, which I feel really good about with Urich over 5.5. And then we've got our long shot and Savoy under 8.5. And then you can take Bichelle and Pickering overs.
Cool. I was just curious. Is there anyone in this draft who is the best defenseman in the world who also could probably be a top 5 offensive player in the world?
No one being touted as the next Bobby Orr, and at worst the second greatest defenseman in hockey history. So,
okay, all right. Well, good luck, boys. I guess is what I'll say. Avs have a 3rd rounder. Is that true?
They have a 3rd rounder. Our guys at the Coyotes have a bunch of 1st rounders. My favorite team to fade, the Seattle Kraken, have like 5 2nd rounders. It's going to be fun for those teams, man. We're going to be dialed in for those. The team formerly known as the Colorado Rockies with the 2nd overall pick, which is fun times. So, Ryan, have you seen the Avs Red Wings documentary? It's a good one.
I have not.
Check it out, bro.
Putting that on. The Rockies might be off the plate tonight. It might be unrivaled.
You will be hooked. You will be hooked. Funny enough, though, that starts with the Devils beating the Red Wings in the finals, and we can kind of claim them because they're formerly the Colorado Rockies.
How are those franchises doing? The Devils, the Red Wings, the Panthers.
Not greatish. Not great.
Not great. Even the Panthers had a great season. Swept. All right. I think that's a good place for us to wrap it up. Everyone have a good day. Dre, I'll get you in contact with my people in the Avalanche Vintage Cap game.
Hell yeah. Can't wait to hear back from that.
All right. See you guys later.